Arielle Fodor, affectionately known as Mrs. Frazzle to her combined audience of over 1.5 million followers, is here to help gentle parent us through this election.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I am so honored to speak today. I am shaking to just be among such incredible company. We are here because, as if you were here earlier, you've heard BIPOC women have tapped us in as white women to step up, listen, and get involved this election season. This is a really important time, and we all need to use our voices and influence for the greater good. No matter who you are all influencers in some way. So tonight, I'm going to share some do's and don'ts for getting involved in politics online and navigating the toxicity that comes with it. And spoiler alert, as much as the toxicity can come from the outside, it can come from us too. So first, don't isolate yourself. We can do our best work when we're in community together like we are tonight, because the toxic feels smaller when we support each other. But don't make it about yourself. As white women, we need to use our privilege to make positive changes. If you find yourself talking over or speaking for BIPOC individuals, or God forbid, correcting them, just take a beat.
One drunk man is more intelligent than 3 women with PhDs.
Reports on that.
Was Pearl Harbor a psyop?
Not fully, but yes. The United States government and the CIA the War Department of the time, had to use that as propaganda to lead us into war, because we had already had the cruise liner with a few hundred people that was sunk. I think they called it the Lusitania. Is that true? Lusitania? Let me check that up.
The Lusitania was a different.
That was for World War One. Okay, that was. Okay, never mind. So the sinking of the Lusitania is what the first propaganda the United States War Department used in World War One to lead us into that war, and the Pearl Harbor bombing, shelling.
And the Lusitania was a passenger ship that was thought to be a warship that we sank on the, we obviously, killed them, and then. Am I on the wrong track here?
Oh yeah, we were already killing people by the time.
It was a passenger liner that supposedly the enemy thought was a warship and sank, right? And then we used that. Is that what happened?
Yes. Yes, they thought it had the Nazis at the time thought there were ammunition. Right, me too. The Nazis at the time thought there was ammunition that was going to the war on this passenger vape because the ship had 100 tons of cargo below it, and it just so happens that it did have quite a few tons of ammunition and explosives that were on a passenger liner that the U.S. government allowed to go into the Nazi waters because they were like.
So we sent some passengers with some war cargo.
Yes.
To get sank.
Yeah, because we knew
sense.
that if the Nazis sunk it, that we could use that as an excuse to send it into war. The U.S. government put those lives at stake, to death.
Do you want to play the brainwave clip?
The brainwave clip? Yes, I do.
Okay.
Let me
I think we're
going to
open up with a clip.
Let me find that real quick.
I think opening up with a clip is a good thing. I just wanted to pick your brain on that.
Good.
Because I just saw a fucking thumbnail about I saw a thumbnail on Reddit about the documentary.
Who put that clip out again?
9/11, the new Pearl Harbor.
Davos annual meeting.
And I have heard things about Pearl Harbor, like all of our important ships weren't actually there, and they sank a bunch of old garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Like the military equivalent of a bunch of soon to be decommissioned things,
That's not good. Because it's time for it to all be unleashed on the greater populace. That for us to know about it, the old stuff that's all coming out. Is that it?
Just like a slow leak of confirmation, sort of type beat.
Yeah.
I mean, it was on 4chan also. So, I mean, it could have been a glow post, as they call it. A Fed post.
A Fed post?
Yeah.
That's not good. Fed posting.
Yeah, Fed posting is like, when 4chaners suspect that they've been infiltrated and something is like an obvious bait or like sort of like survey or social engineering type thing. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting line to tread.
That's not good.
And then, Chris Dorner, I mentioned that earlier, but this kind of goes back to the 4chan, like how 4chan is portrayed in media. It's very strange. It's like as an entity, it's like 4chan is up to something, or like the hackers of 4chan, like type. It's very strange.
Because they're up on the soap operas of
and it's just tranny
Mr. Robot and
addicted. It's just tranny addicted children.
Yeah, they're tying nooses around their neck and jacking off while they hack
2 literal porn
databases
posted by the government.
Yeah.
To make them gay.
Yeah. To alter their state of consciousness.
I'll literally have to take you.
form.
I'll have to take you down the 4chan hole, on like the adult gifs, and B posts, and just how many of them are just like a literal psyop to make you gay. I mean, it's impossible, Like you would have to be so inundated already, like in porn, and shit posting to not, how close to the forest you got to be, to not see those trees.
That is true.
Fucked up, man.
Yeah, you got to be inside the tree in a tree house not to see the trees.
Just jerking off to government posted T-porn.
You're living in a tree house.
Talking to CIA agents and ChatGPT.
Yeah, those are not real girls. Those are fake agents. Real agents.
Well, not even
girls.
that. It's just like, the threads are all like, okay, a lot of the threads are also like chronically obsessed with interracial relations. I couldn't.
Yeah.
With the sort, I couldn't even put it into words. It's just like every time you click on one of those, it's just like, it's like literally they'll write each other like fictions and stories about girls getting rammed out by black dudes.
Oh yeah.
Just to be like, man, I hate black people, and they're just literally jerking their dicks at the same time. Like,
well, yeah.
What kind of porn addiction is that?
That's healthy. No, it's healthy. It's just as healthy as cuckold porn.
Okay, play the brainwaves.
Play the brainwaves.
First off, a video. It's going to make you see the future and understand a wonderful future where we can use brainwaves to fight crime, be more productive, and find love. Let's roll.
Sensing your joy, your playlist shifts to your favorite song, sending chills up your spine as the music begins to play. You glance at the program running in the background on your computer screen and notice a now familiar sight that appears whenever you're overloaded with pleasure. Your theta brainwave activity decreasing in the temporal regions of your brain. You mentally move the cursor to the left and scroll through your brain data over the past few hours. You can see your stress levels rising as the deadline to finish your memo approached, causing a peak in your beta brainwave activity right before an alert popped up, telling you to take a brain break. Your mind starts to wander to the new colleague on your team, whom you know you shouldn't be daydreaming.
4 brain breaks a day.
Policy against intra-office romance. But you can't help fantasize just a little. But then you start to worry that your boss will notice your amorous feelings when she checks your brain activity and shift your attention back to the present. You breathe a sigh of relief when the email she sends you later that day congratulates you on your brain metrics from the past quarter, which have earned you another performance bonus. When you arrive at work the next day, a somber cloud has fallen over the office.
No, not the somber cloud.
Along with emails, text messages, and GPS location data, the government has subpoenaed employees' brainwave data from the past year. They have compelling evidence that one of your coworkers has committed massive wire fraud. Now, they're looking for his co-conspirators. You discover they are looking for synchronized brain activity between your coworker and the people he has been working with. While you know you're innocent of any crime, you've been secretly working with him on a new startup venture. Shaking, you remove your earbuds.
What do you think? Is it a future you're ready for?
Oh, yeah.
You may be
I'm so ready for it.
learn that it's a future that has already arrived.
Oh, really?
Everything in that video that you just saw.
On Zoom?
based on
You mean on the
technology
Zoom
that
I
is
already
already
use and the
here
camera I already use on the
today.
laptop for my
Artificial
job?
intelligence has enabled advances in decoding brain activity in ways that we never before thought possible. After all, what you think
what
Glad
you
the
feel.
AI is up to something good, right?
It's all just data. Data that in large patterns can be decoded using artificial intelligence. We're not talking about implanted devices of the future. I'm talking about wearable devices that are like Fitbits for your brain. The newest way to monitor
Oh, it's a
attention
Fitbit for your
is through a
brain.
device
Aren't you
like
so
this.
happy?
These are
That's so cute.
earpods that are launching later this year.
Come
These
on, girl
earpods,
boss.
much like the
Put the
video you
Fitbit
watched
in your
earlier,
brain.
are
Come on, girl
earpods
boss.
that can pick up brainwave activity and tell whether or not a person is paying attention or their mind is wandering. Okay, well, you might think, fine, but even if we can tell whether a person is paying attention or their mind is wandering, you can't tell what they're paying attention to. You would be wrong. You can not only tell whether a person is paying attention or their mind is wandering,
We
but
see
you can
you when
discriminate
you're
between the kinds
sleeping.
of things that they're
We
paying
know
attention
when
to.
you're
Whether they're
awake.
doing something like central tasks like programming, peripheral tasks like writing documentation, or unrelated tasks like surfing social media or online browsing. When you combine brainwave activity together with other forms of software and surveillance technology, the power becomes quite precise.
Oh, I love Face
What do we
ID.
do with this? What do we do with technology that
I
enables
love
us
that.
to monitor brainwave activity for attention?
The
Do we
fake moon
embrace
in
it?
my
Do we
pictures.
resist it?
When I take a picture of the
I
moon,
believe that
it's
there
fake.
is a
I love
pathway
that.
forward with such technology. We might soon even use
fake
the
fog it
technology
reproduces?
to help people wake back up. This is a haptic scarf that MIT Media Lab has developed.
A haptic scarf?
Which uses brainwave technology in a responsive way to give a person
It's
a little
trendy.
buzz.
You
Literally.
can joke yourself to
When their
death.
mind starts to wander to help them refocus and hone their attention. I'm giving you
It just starts tensing up like a
I
muscle.
don't want the reaction to be, let's ban this.
Cough right into the mic.
Yes, of course. Of course.
So that was the commercial.
That was the
I'll
commercial.
leave it open.
I will.
Just get back what's yours.
I gotta get back. Well, so that's helpful. I'm glad that the business society, the up and ups in this world, are investing in that technology, because that will definitely improve their profit each quarter. When you turn every human being into a mind-altered machine.
Chaz, what everyday technology do you think is monitoring your brainwaves? I mean, you interface with. I mean, you're a tech. You are a tech guy. You keep up.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't say you're the most like knowledgeable like not like that minded, but you like to keep nice things and keep up to date with what's happening in the consumer market.
Uh-huh.
What do you think every day is monitoring your brainwaves?
Social media.
By what mechanism you think?
Every mechanism.
Possible.
Everything they can. Anything you can think of, they have, and they've done. Probably worse. Probably double of whatever you can think of. Anything you can think of. From the camera that is
We
in
know
there
about
to how you shake.
Everyone knows about the eye dilation.
People shake when they feel a strong emotion, and the gyroscope in the smartphone can detect the vibration.
Oh, you mean your microscopic haptic feedback it can give you?
Like your
That
heartbeat?
that little rocker in there.
Like the gyroscope detects your heartbeat when you hold your phone. Because your body vibrates at that frequency of your heartbeat.
That's interesting.
Uh-huh. So they know when your heartbeat goes up or down. They know what relaxes you. They know what makes you horny. They know what makes you scared. They like showing you clips of
And
car
win.
chases and win.
Yeah, they know
and
when.
They know when to show you car chases or police or people dying or people talking really bad to their parents or...
I do usually see people dying right when I need to.
right when you need to. Right when
when
you're
I'm in
about
the
to
mood.
leave. Right when you're about to leave Facebook or Instagram or Threads or any social media.
Like, you ever seen a Chinese guy explode?
Yeah. Like, have you ever seen, a 22,000 volt explosion in China?
Yeah. How do you feel about FPV drone grenades?
FPV drone grenades. They're helpful, especially in Israel.
Well, I was just talking from the point of view of the algorithm.
Oh, well, they love
I was
it.
sort of doing a bit there. I wasn't
yeah.
asking you a direct question.
Oh, my bad. That was rhetorical.
I mean, you feel free to answer.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're delicious.
You like that? I mean, they put off a pretty good
That's some content right
They
there.
go to cloud.
I mean, that's content.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The first-person drones, I think, should come to the consumer market so we can use them for, like, I don't know, transporting
You know who's a
5
pretentious
pounds
little cunt?
of goods a couple hundred miles. Who is their pretentious little cunt?
Sorry to interrupt.
Uh-huh.
You know who's a pretentious cunt who I saw this morning
Mm-hmm.
talking about FPV drones and the war in Ukraine and things?
Who's that?
Lex Friedman.
Oh,
That
what is
guy's-
Lex Friedman
That guy
up to?
sucks, man.
Really?
I'm fucking tired of that guy.
Why are you tired of him? Is he a psyop from the CIA?
I mean, yes, obviously.
Well, yeah, that's who he worked for.
Like one time he
Still has
put,
ties with.
Okay,
And
this
if you were
is-
to ever turn against,
do you want to
they'd
hear the
kill him.
first clue?
What's the first clue?
You want to hear the first clue that Lex Friedman was a psyop? This actually dawned on me at the beginning of 2023.
What was the indicator?
He put out a New Year's reading list for his followers, you know?
Uh-huh.
And he put it was like I mean, not only was it like, okay, it was like level 1 like iceberg, like it was like, or probably like, yeah, like it was probably like the first 2 levels of the iceberg if you were going to organize like antisocial books. But it was literally like everything. It was like all the Orwell hits. It was like the Fool by Dostoevsky, or Dostoevsky, however you say that, and the brothers, some whatever the shit, you know, fucking Russian literature. But it's like
all the Engels and maybe some Marx.
People
in
called him a
there
hack.
and-
Bottom line, people. The Stranger by Camus was on there. I actually read that because of that list. Same as that's how I also ended up reading Brave New World. It was on that list. Yeah, shit like that. So people called him a little bit of a hack because it's kind of like I mean, it's just all the fucking greatest hits of like philosophical sort of literature, but it all pointed at one thing. The overarching theme in general was like human liberation and like sort of anti. It all had this sort of leftist sentiment.
Yeah.
You could almost, I don't even want to say a leftist sentiment, but it's all the things that if you were like a fucking, you know, like I was like a 17, 18-year-old fucking communist brainlet, like these are the books you would be pointed to, you know? And it was for every month of the fucking year.
Oh yeah.
there was a few of these books, you know? And not only were like, another thing he got called up, there was just like an absurd amount of them to read. So you could tell he really just had to cram in everything that was just like, how do humans look smart? You could just tell he was just trying to put together a list, perhaps, or how it was perceived is that he was putting together a list. Because I don't necessarily think this. I think he probably was just like, this is
Just
how.
intellectual literature, international, Google, play, top 100 hits. Put that in there.
Not even necessarily.
Kind of.
Not all of them, I think, would make that list.
How to be a
just on
sophisticated
content,
intellectual.
Just on content alone. I don't think all of them would have made that list.
He probably has actually read them, and that would explain his personality.
Yes, because his
Is
whole
this,
personality is what
semi-psychopathic
is
intellectual.
understanding what American intelligentsia is and infiltrating it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because he hasn't infiltrated it.
Yes.
We are not there. We're
He's-
not that successful.
he's
He
at
is
MIT.
so much above us.
He's an MIT AI guy.
Yeah. Yeah. He's the top of the ladder internationally as far as intelligentsia goes, even in academia.
He's a plant by either our government. He's probably a multinational sort of thing.
So goddamn smart. He's probably a triple agent working for himself.
I don't know.
He's probably working for China, Russia, and the United States. Fucking quadruple agent. Probably working for Israel as well.
Okay, but
Probably has some ties over
this
there.
list of literature is just one of the things that outed him as maybe not the intelligent person that he's supposed to be. And what I was going to say is his takes on the Ukraine war also kind of point to that with me. Just because
He's not actually intelligent. The CIA wants him to look super intelligent.
Yes.
Because he represents the CIA.
I think he's really good
And-
at lecturing. So
Simply a good orator.
I think he's very, very good at that.
Mm.
And he can, and I don't know what his lectures are like at MIT. I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about the credibility of his teaching. I could be, I mean, I'm a
Yeah,
dumbass.
I've never seen his lectures on Open-Courseware.
Yeah, I've
You know
seen.
what I mean?
I've seen them
You
on. I haven't watched. I've watched part of them. It's like I don't need a class on
On AI.
whatever he's talking about.
Interdimensional
Whether
AI.
or not he's getting it from a script and helping the dissemination of knowledge, it's still beyond my reach. He's teaching it to Indian kids.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
who
like-
already know about
Yes, he's teaching
all
it
of
to
computer
the
programming and everything else.
MIT Chinese.
Yeah, and if you're in MIT, you already have an understanding that's way above us.
even then, it's just an understanding of how to fucking spread that info. It's just like,
Right.
Say he's a mathematical or coding genius, whatever. That's my bad.
Hmm.
But definitely a huge fragment of his personality is about assimilating and fucking infiltrating American intelligence, it seems.
And not just intelligence, but also American media as well. Because
I want to do jiu-jitsu with him.
he has-
and not in a psycho way. He is a black belt.
Yeah. I
I would love to train with Lex Friedman. That'd be fucking sick.
I don't know how he became so popular so quick, because he...
That's another thing. Came out of the woodwork.
Came out of
and
the woodwork,
now he's got Joe
super
Rogan's
popular.
watch. What if he's Joe Rogan's handler to the FBI? Ever thought about that?
Nah. Rogan has too much money to have a handler.
He's definitely got a handler.
You think so?
This is what Alex Jones accuses him of.
Really?
Is now that he's so big, that's what the Spotify deal is. It's just sort of an assimilation.
He has to work. Oh,
He's
so
just
the-
hanging it up. That's why he's able to pump out 3 fucking... That's why people get mad at Rogan for hitting the same fucking stories all the time, but that's the art of the podcast. Like, he's just the master of it. So, I don't know. But also, I say stuff like that, but then he's going to court with CNN right now.
Yeah, but who isn't going to quote with CNN? Just makes him look better. Any publicity is good publicity.
But, I mean, like, this is the first time
For either one.
He threatened it over the ivermectin stuff, and then didn't do anything. Just yelled at Sanjay Gupta or whatever on his podcast, which was pretty sick.
Yeah.
He made Sanjay Gupta, I think that's the guy, look like such a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
It was so awesome.
Mhm.
Regardless.
Back to the point.
It was badass. He daddied his ass.
Yeah.
But no, I think so I don't know where Rogan sits, honestly. But I reckon he's got a handler. Not maybe a handler, but someone who is around. Because Alex Jones, that's one of the things Alex tried to hit him with on the pod was, I know you've been approached by the men in suits. Like, a few people have tried to hit Rogan with that, and Rogan just shrugs it off. He's like, it's just kind of, I do what I want.
Yeah, I mean, they can approach you all day, but it's when they put you in the van and detain you. That's a whole different situation.
I guarantee
They can't do
Rogan's probably taking a trip in the van.
I don't think so.
I bet Rogan's taking a trip in the van. Okay, just so you know, you're touchable. And Lex Friedman's here now. And here's our buddy.
Shit.
Here's our buddy Lex.
It's not impossible. And that's the bad thing. It's not impossible.
Rogan might have taken a ride in the van.
He could have.
Who knows
It's
what
not
the DOS
possible.
is on Rogan? Who knows what the leak is? What he's gonna actually get hit for when it's time? Because I even heard a
They'll just plant
whispering.
something on him.
I even heard a whispering of something suspicious from Jordan's our old pal Jordan, whose name will bleep. From the comedy club in Oklahoma City. Somebody that had worked at clubs in Austin before. That's why they brought him over to Oklahoma City, because they couldn't hack it in Austin, I'm sure. His story, I imagine, was, they needed me over here, but whatever.
Yeah.
Shit like that makes me laugh. Just blowharding. But he just mentioned that working amongst higher level comedy gigs, whisperings of Rogan's, maybe something going on. I think it's just open relationship stuff, honestly. But Jordan couldn't get any details off him. He said he mentioned it, and he was being cagey. So it could have just been trying to look cool.
Yeah, it was definitely just trying to look cool.
It could have been rumor bragging.
Inside information that no one knows.
It's just like, look, man, I heard something about Rogan you wouldn't believe type shit.
Yeah, that's definitely not real.
But
Jordan's so
even I've
susceptible,
heard
he
a
would've
whispering
just
through a comedy
gone with
club
it.
that Rogan is out there maybe doing something suspicious.
Nah.
You refuse to believe it. You're getting stonewalling me on
I
Rogan,
gotta
on
stonewall.
Saint Rogan.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing a comedy empire thing, and the ones that come out of there are...
I'm telling you, man, maybe the club is just a...
Okay, so...
He gets his little nest egg, his little retirement, and he stops talking about, he chills on the vaccine.
I will say there are not any political radicals coming out, or economic radicals, or any type of radicals coming out of the comedy clubs that he has opened that I have seen.
I don't even think he's been having any revolutionary thinkers and shit on the show recently in a long time. I think that's a lot of people's complaints.
Yeah, I think you're probably right on that.
I think most of the people he has on are sort of like interest pill people.
Yeah.
Like whether they're like climbing pilled or fucking sauna pilled. They're just like usually.
Yeah.
I feel.
And the CIA that works in bed with not just
sometimes literally
not
CIA
just
agent
Spotify,
Mike Baker.
but they work with YouTube, they work with Walt Disney. They're in every production studio in New York and
if you're
Los
the Spotify
Angeles,
handler,
and,
you're probably lower on the totem pole than the Disney handler.
right.
You're probably working up towards Disney handler, and then you retire,
Yes.
where you die fishing.
Yeah. Yeah. Where you're shot in the head while you're fishing.
Yeah, where you have a fishing accident.
Yeah.
Soon after.
Yeah. You drowned in 2 inches of water.
Don't you hate that?
Don't you just hate that?
When a guy who spent his whole life as a cop drowns in 2 inches of water.
Yeah. That's some of the worst.
I hate that. That's what you have to look forward to, I think.
Uh-huh.
Maybe in those situations.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the people that get to see the guys put the wizard suits on.
Mm-hmm.
They put the skin suits on. I mean, they help zip up the back of the skin suits. I mean, if
Mhm.
you're the Disney handler,
Oh, yeah.
if you're Joe Rogan's handler, you've seen them adjust their masks and
Mhm.
stuff, and they just do it right in front of you. They
Mhm.
call you they call you a fucking fleshling or something.
Mm-hmm. They're right there in the child
they don't
model
even code
studio
they
or
don't even
whatever.
code switch in front of you at that point.
Yeah, there's no reason to. They just talk about the child models directly to the CIA agent because they know that's the game.
They're just like, I think we're getting $40,000 worth of hot dogs this weekend.
God. Yeah. Yeah, it's... I don't know what shady shit goes back there, but they know it's a two-way street. So the CIA that's in those production studios knows that they can't talk about what they see there that goes on, whatever type of pedophilia action or whatever type of, greed, corporate greed that goes on.
Do you
or
think
whatever.
Lex Friedman knows if Joe Biden's alive or not?
No,
think
I
he's
don't
that
think
high up
he's
that-
that
okay,
high
he's
up.
pro-
I
you
don't
think?
think he's that. No, he's a
Because he
mouthpiece.
could renegade link. He
They
could
don't-
leak it. He could whistle.
No one who is that high up is allowed to have a mouthpiece, like we are. We're low on the totem pole. That's
Also,
why
why
we're
would you-
allowed to have a mouthpiece. If you're that big, you are so silent. You live in the woods. You're in a bunker, and you
Not really
don't
the
have a cell
talking
phone.
type.
Yeah, you're not really the talking type. You say about 2 words to your
More than
children when you
making-
come home.
More than making bombs and sending them in the mail.
Exactly. Exactly.
Do you think they're all MK Ultra like Kaczynski? Do you think they all are all Unabomber types, like a psychopath program, like products?
So there's this thing that I remember hearing about pretty much every organization. It's and I do believe this is true here, applicable. You get out what you put in. You get out what you put in. So I think that's probably the exact mantra these guys are told right when they go in. Is you're in the club. You're here. You are the guy. You're here, you're there, you made it. But you get what you put in. And so they're like, okay, I have to be an absolute psychopath to get
Long hours at the office.
long hours.
Long hours in a smoky diner.
Uh-huh.
That's probably true.
Uh-huh.
They probably can't all be MK Ultra.
They do it to themselves.
Any more
Kinda
than-
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They make themselves MK Ultra.
Yeah, if
The
you
government
want
doesn't even have to do it anymore. They
not to those
want to do
not
it.
to the ambitious few.
Not to the ambitious few. They want it.
Ambitious.
Ambitious.
Goddamn ambitious. Sound like Kamala Harris.
Oh, no.
I'm a woman. I'm ambitious. I want to be president. That's my Kamala Harris impression.
Oh, no.
Only when she's in a black southern state.
That's right. Does she switch to Obama speaking? When she's in the Northeast,
Kamala.
it's totally different.
Kamala.
Kamala.
Yeah, man.
She's a demon woman, though that's cool.
Well, topics.
Oh, man.
Don't you just hate when a conversation runs dry?
No, we're getting to fake business. We're getting right into fake business.
What are you thinking, buddy?
I'm thinking we go on Alibaba.com.
Okay.
And we
I'm
ask.
following. I like we have notes. I like your sticky notes. This is a professional fucking podcast.
Yeah, I got sticky notes on top of my Padfolio.
So when we run out of shit to talk awkwardly,
There, I think we should contact a sticker supplier in China and get maybe 1 million Chinese counterfeit post office stamps manufactured.
1 million bleep 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 bleep.
It's fake business. It's not actually going to be done. This is a bit. This is a bit. This is all fake.
Now, I'll tell you what. I was writing a spec script for Family Guy the other day, and it had a similar plot. And when you read it, what did you find about these postage stamps in my Family Guy script?
What do you mean?
Like in this... Oh, no. We're going to have to edit this out. We just fumbled the bit.
What are you talking about? I don't know what your Family Guy thing is.
No, it's your thing. I was just creating a fake universe where you can say whatever you want.
Oh.
Like the other day on our Minecraft roleplay server you were talking about.
Oh. Well, I stated fake business at the very beginning. As in, like, it won't happen. This is a fake business idea.
That's fair. That's too fine of a line.
Shit.
That was just too fine of a line for me. We might have to edit out our fumble there. But
we'll keep all this. This kind of adds to how much we won't actually do this.
You're right. This is totally a joke.
This is so
that we were writing for Family Guy because we're such big fans of Seth MacFarlane and Fox Networks and
Seth MacFarlane would love that idea.
Seth MacFarlane is so funny and good.
I could see Stewie doing that exact thing. It would be funny as fuck if Stewie did that.
Yeah, this is sort of a pro-Israel stance. This is sort of
this is a highly pro-Israel stance. There's nothing anti-Semitic about what we're saying at all.
This is
I just want to be official. Nothing is anti-Semitic about what I just said.
Now go on.
Comedy bits about defrauding the United States government or mint or
who handles the stamps? Who prints the stamps?
I'm trying to think really hard. It's a
not the
separate.
mint.
It's no part of the government.
Does
They're
it involve
a separate
the
company.
Postmaster General?
It's the Postmaster General. He's the one in charge of
That's
it,
the only
who's
thing I know about
appointed
the
by
mail.
the president. But it's a company just like the Federal Reserve that is outside the U.S. government. Just like the Federal Reserve.
Pseudo-corp.
It's a pseudo corporation.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, it's just like the Federal Reserve. Yeah, the United States Post Office is its own thing.
The FDA.
Yeah, they're not a federal department. They're not a state department.
Open the laptop.
Open the research, folks.
You're still at work, dude.
I'm still at work. Oh, fuck.
We just detected through your headphones that you shut your laptop on the pod. Can you focus up before we fucking fire you?
Oh, no.
Security. He's shutting his laptop during work hours.
Oh, God.
That's like a third tier violation. First tier would probably be thinking about something else. Second tier would be looking at something else.
Do you know the actual reason why they needed this technology?
What is that?
So after COVID and everyone was allowed to work from home, and you could
nothing all day.
Well, yeah, but do you know why you could do nothing? It's because on
you could spoof
Temu,
it.
yes, you could spoof it because you could buy this thing for $10 off of Temu. There was a small rotating thing that you put your mouse into.
That's if you're dumb. You can just download a program.
Sometimes the program doesn't work.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay, because it
Yeah.
wants like an input on it.
It wants a separate thing.
So you have to put it on a record player from Temu.
So you have to put it on the Temu record player, and it spins it around, and it jiggles around in a little figure 8 pattern. But the reason why they have to have your brain waves is because they need to look at your eyeballs and know your brain waves. Because that's how they know you're fucking working.
Well, they'll be able to know you were committing crimes, and they'll be able to know if you committed crimes during work hours because they'll be in your memories, and you'll have the brainwaves of the crime you committed during work hours.
It gets better. They can also use it for good. They can propagandize you for beliefs about adding profit to the company. So like a religion, like a pseudo-religion. Like, I want to increase profits to the company.
I need more brain points.
I need more brain points. I must increase profit to the company. They can make you think that while you're at work, like pop up a little notification that's just a pop-up ad that just says that. Like, think about this. And then it just monitors your brainwave when you see that pop-up ad.
And we noticed on your brainwaves you talked over a BIPOC coworker.
Oh, you just go to hell. You die. They chop your vaginal lips off. They chop the labia off.
They die.
They chop your balls off, or they chop your labia off. They clean you up somehow. They cleanse you.
You go to hell for that.
You go to hell.
You go to liberal hell for that.
You go to liberal hell. It's not fun there.
Damn, that was a funny clip. You should pull up that clip. I don't remember her name. Arielle Fodor.
The BIPOC woman from hell?
No, the white woman. Now, I don't want to throw around the word race traitor.
Race traitor?
Jimmy Dore talking about hate speech. I found this sort of interesting.
That's not it. Damn Google.
And Jimmy Dore talking about hate speech.
Oh, no. There it is.
Oh, yes.
Hey, come see us on tour. We'll be in Chicago, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Duluth, California. So as white women, we turned influences the white women for Kamala Harris and
Hold on, boys.
suggests
Let me
that
find
white
it for
women
us.
should never correct black women. You think I'm kidding? Watch this.
There we go. Ready?
Arielle Fodor, affectionately known as Mrs. Frazzle to her combined
Mrs.
audience
Frazzle.
of over 1.5 million followers, is here to help gentle parent us through this election.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I am so honored to speak today. I am like shaking to just be among such.
I want to invite this lady into a GTA role playing server where I can punch her in her toothy fucking face.
Yes. Yes.
It's just impossible. Like, I just hate everything the HR department is and stands for. I just want to make it known.
Uh-huh.
As a person who's had a run-in with HR or two.
A few times, yeah.
I just want everyone to know that I fucking hate you. And this podcast isn't for you. This podcast is for all my non-HR. Okay.
Anyone who's against HR.
I want to take that back. I will extend an invite to this podcast to
the other side.
To any HR member, not only to the other side, for discourse sake, because I'm not some fucking fascist, right, in my beliefs.
Right.
But also to extend this invite to any of those lost souls stuck in the HR department. You blonde-haired, blue-eyed, soft-shouldered, receded hairlined, sort of dumpy, tire around the waist. Like, I just want you to know your sad, freckled existence under with the boot with the Doc Marten boot of these women.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's what they wear.
No, I don't want to point fingers.
Yeah.
I don't want to point
2-inch
fingers.
heel Doc Martens.
I don't want to
wear,
point
all
fingers at who might predominantly occupy the HR department, but I just know there's some lost soul out there who sits quietly at his desk and listens to podcasts all day, and it's just a slow outlet that he has in these golden handcuffs, in this golden chastity cage. He's wearing sort of a chastity cage.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes with health insurance.
Yeah.
So you can't hate on the guy. College was probably fun.
That was great.
He got to go to college for 4 years.
Oh yeah.
Great guys. Met a bunch of great guys there.
Uh-huh.
But I would extend an invite to that guy, like sort of a life preserver. To guide that guy back to shore. Like to guide that guy back to safety. Like, I just want you to know there's a way out. You can get out of there, buddy. Like, we're not just gonna. I don't want
mental landscape.
I don't want to sit idly by and let you just. I don't think you should trudge through that. I would like to extend an invite to you. Literally come to the podcast.
Come for your mind.
Literally come to an episode of the pod.
And free your mind.
If you're a sort of based guy who works in an HR department and you
it's all women now.
and you spend all your day in a sort of torture and shame, then I want you to come outlet that here.
We want to hear about your double think.
I was going to extend an invite to subscribe, to make this an HR friendly pod, but I'm gonna double down on that. I want you to come. I want you to come to
here.
us and explain it. Just talk us through your day. Anyway.
Yes.
Play the video.
Okay.
Anyway, I hate HR people. I want to punch this bitch in the mouth.
Incredible company. We are here because, as if you were here earlier, you've heard BIPOC women have tapped us in as white women to step up, listen, and get involved this election season.
First of all, the way she ends this election season, like she's 13 years old.
A constant question.
Did she stop teaching? What grade was it? Was it a
Thank you, Jimmy
PhD
Dore.
course
Thank
at
you, Kurt
Berkeley
Metzger.
University?
Big shout out to Jimmy Dore.
BIPOC. Now,
Here, skip this a little bit.
What does that stand for again?
Black Indigenous people of color.
Black Indigenous people of color.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Correct you.
Oh, we can't. The Jimmy Dore Corporation will take it down.
No, we won't. Just a little clip. Put it back down.
Is here to help gentle parent us through this election. Of over 1.5 million followers, is here to help gentle parent us through this election.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I am so honored to speak today. I am like shaking to just be among such incredible company. We are here because, as if you were here earlier, you've heard BIPOC women have tapped us in as white women to step up, listen, and get involved this election season. Influence for the
Here we go.
important time, and we all need to use our voices and influence for the greater good. No matter who you are all influencers in some way. So tonight, I'm going to share some do's and don'ts for getting involved in politics online and navigating the toxicity that comes with it. And spoiler alert, as much as the toxicity can come from the outside, it can come from us too.
Oh, no.
So first, don't isolate yourself. We can do our best work when we're in community together like we are tonight, because the toxic feels smaller when we support each other. But don't make it about yourself. As white women, we need to use our privilege to make positive changes. If you find yourself talking over or speaking for BIPOC individuals, or God forbid, correcting them, just take a beat.
God forbid.
Take a beat.
So don't you ever correct a BIPOC woman, no matter how mad or rude she is to you as a server. No matter how demeaning your job is, and no matter how mean they are to you as a server.
That is true. That is true. They will.
I've
hate crime you.
I've experienced the wrath of some BIPOCs.
Have?
In my serving career.
How do they go?
I won't delve into it.
You can't.
So let's listen.
If you find yourself talking over or speaking for BIPOC individuals, or God forbid, correcting them, just take a beat.
God forbid correcting. So I'm not
Yeah, that's
Take a beat. Fucking keep it open.
Yeah, it's always.
I don't like when it closes. I like the shit
always
going.
open.
I like the idea that you might just type anything at
That's
any
true.
time.
Any point in time. Yeah, it's. I don't know what consulting firm she's out of. I don't know if she came from
These are the
McKinsey. I don't know
same-
if she came from KPMG. I don't know what Capgemini. Maybe Capgemini. I don't know what fucking consulting group she came from. What depths of hell she crawled from. What sewage pile of elitist swamp that she came from.
You're probably a little worried. I just want you to relax. Okay.
Yeah,
I just
I'm
called
from
you to this
KPMG,
meeting.
and
Oh,
I'm
don't mind
just
her.
to
She's
tell
just
you
gonna
to
walk.
fire 100,000 people and to relax about all the homeless people outside of your mansion.
We just looked at the quarterly return, and there's just 1,000 too many people working here.
I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to fire all the white ones because we have to keep the BIPOCs, because that would be bad.
There's just not enough people here speaking different languages. We've noticed some of you are becoming friends.
That's not good.
So we're really gonna diversify things.
We really want things to be more cliquish here.
We want everything. We want every single one of you to look so different that none of you talk to each other.
And you're afraid of each other. We actually want you to
We
be
want you to be
afraid
afraid of each other. Yeah, the upspeak is nuts, man.
I love that.
So if that lady
That's
comes,
trained.
if that lady comes into your office, you have a moral obligation to sort of punch her.
Open the trap door that lurks below
to
the
invite her
chairs that are in front of my desk.
to invite her to a special meeting in the basement.
The very special meeting in the Fight Club basement.
You have to invite her to the Fight Club.
Yes. Yeah, she'll be there.
You have to throw a special hardcore show, a special hardcore show with her as the feature point of the mosh pit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's the target. We paint her red.
Maybe if anyone like that arrives, I mean, if someone like that knocked on the door of the bus, we have to tar and feather them.
Tar and feather.
If they come to the walls of the
Publicly.
kingdom, like,
Yeah.
you know, you have to stop. You have to make an example.
Yeah.
Get the oil. I'll literally
Get the hot tar.
I will back up
Heat up the tar.
the hot honey for that. They're getting fucked up.
Hot honey and feathers would be awesome. That would be awesome. And then maybe can there be one angry dog?
That's how I'll defend
Just
my
one,
compound.
a small pack of small angry dogs, like ankle biters. A pack of angry Yorkies. Nothing big, nothing that'll actually like cause wounds to make you dead.
That's how I have to defend
little
myself
ones.
from consultancy.
That's how we're gonna ankle biting dogs. A pack of ankle biting dogs is how we're gonna defend ourselves from corporate consultancy.
Yeah, when we incorporate the farm and we get our first few employees going, and of course they're gonna be a bunch of barefooted lesbians because who else wants to come work on a co-op farm?
That's true.
So, these guys are gonna come knocking. We're gonna get referred to these guys, and we just have to tar and feather them.
That is true. That is true. They're gonna come there and try to change our corporate culture, our farm culture. I'm going to say we need to be more profitable.
Man.
I'm going to take a skin grafter to the bottom of their feet.
I don't really know where to go from there. These are the same people that are putting cancer in the weed.
That is true.
The same people that are putting DEI in the offices.
What's the stuff called?
And monitoring your brain waves.
It's all one group.
It's the same people putting cancer in the weed. And I just found out about this, and honestly, as a stoner, I'm just so fucking torn up. Because there was no cancer in the weed, and they found a way to put cancer in the weed.
It was healthy.
It was fine. It was just making you retarded. And now it's also making, you lumpy.
Ulcers? Cancerous ulcers?
I don't know. I've got a lump like a dog right here. I've got to go get checked out.
Ooh.
What if it's from smoking pot?
That's fun. You'd never know. That's the best part. This is from all the steroids you take? Or is it from the marijuana?
I haven't taken a whole bunch of steroids. Definitely not a cancerous dose.
I did just knock my tooth really hard into the microphone.
Good job.
Not break my teeth.
That probably sounded good.
It hurt.
Yeah. That's terrible.
Yeah.
I got kneed in the tooth fucking the other day. And luckily, I was wearing my brand new mouth guard. I just started wearing a mouth guard, when I train.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, and just now when I get kneed in the face, instead of it, like, busting up my lips and shit, it just feels like my whole fucking top row of teeth is going to fall out.
Oh, that's terrible. That's my fake tooth, though.
That could be bad. Knock your whole damn veneer off.
Mm-hmm. Hit right on my fake tooth. That sucks so bad.
All right, we're about to grind to a halt, so you better get the next topic up.
You had a topic.
Oh, was I talking about are we going to talk about cancer weed?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, smoke safe. Guys, fucking smoke safe. There's a few key identifiers. I have just stumbled across this rabbit hole that has led me to understand the error of my ways. Like, everyone, here's the problem. The root problem is that everyone loves giant, dense nugs.
Oh, yeah, those are the best. The really snowy ones?
Giant, dense, hairy nugs.
That's how I like my flower.
Is what everyone likes. And they're even mostly purple now. Due to the temperature regulation, because they're all grown indoors by Chinese immigrants if you live in Oklahoma.
Oh, boy.
Regardless. That only points to a larger problem, that there's no regulation of this industry.
Yeah.
And the reason that all the weed recently that we've been buying is so dense and hard. It's like not even squishy anymore. It's like not even fluffy and light.
Mm-hmm.
Like an ounce.
Hard as a rock.
An ounce just looks smaller than it used to even.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just so much less space.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had to figure out a way to put more of it on a truck to get it into my fucking pre-rolls.
I mean, it's all grown in a warehouse and a greenhouse, so that square footage of that warehouse.
Pretty high turnover.
Yeah, they have to increase the individual square footage turnover.
But I forgot where I was going. Oh, yeah, these PGRs. I stumbled across the idea of a PGR.
Stunting the growth.
Doing whatever the fuck they want to the growth. Plant growth regulators are spray-on chemicals that were removed from the orcharding and, like commercial plant industry, like commercial farming in the 70s. And you can Google this. They were removed in the 70s, I believe, because the EPA did testing, and they determined that PGRs were 200 times more cancerous than permittable in society.
That's helpful.
And the name brand chemical Arlon was banned, and it's spelled like Arlen, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Arlon.
Arlon?
Yeah, I believe. And it was banned. And now it's the same chemical that stunts the I believe it's called acetyl stem. It's the tall one that grows up. I think it's something along those lines. It's the hormones in the plant that tell it to grow upwards.
Mm-hmm.
they started stunting that in the orchard industry, so you didn't even need to get up on trucks you could pick it from, ground height.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so the trees weren't tall anymore. And it would make the branches grow the same length as the trunk, basically, if you stunted this hormone.
Mm-hmm.
And so they would have really, really long branches full of dense nugs, dense bushels of fucking, peaches and plums and apples.
And only grow to be 2 feet high.
And yeah, the tree would be, 6, 8 foot tall.
Yeah.
And be 8, 9 foot wide.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wider than it is tall now.
And denser.
And denser
than it used to be.
Yeah.
There was footage from the 70s of when this thing was at its height, and trees don't look like that even now.
Mm-hmm.
Because they stopped using those regulators. Shit's fucked up looking. Everyone should look it up.
They realized how much worse it tasted.
But there's no such regulation in the OMMA currently, or any really weed market at all.
Right.
Because in most places it's illegal, and in other places,
even Colorado, California,
the regulation is just like any other bureaucratic arm of the government, just not keeping up with the technology, the profiteering technology.
Yeah.
Even our good OMMA, like the OMMA, has been pretty good until this PGR stuff has hit the market.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so these chemicals that can raise your cancer probability to 200 times that of the normal environment, permitted by the EPA.
Oh boy.
So that's already pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's not like the EPA is saving you from cancer. Totally.
Not one bit.
They just have figured that 200 times. It's just too much. Luckily,
Shit. How much is okay? 4 times?
I imagine.
5 times?
I imagine 5 times is cool.
5 is great.
5 times the normal rate of cancer in society, I imagine, is cool.
Mm-hmm. That only guarantees it by the end of death.
That 1 in 3, baby.
1 in 3, yeah.
1 in 3 people are going to get cancer in their lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
I thought it's 50-50 now.
I bet it's 2 out of 3 get it and 1 out of 3 die. I forget what the stat is, but
oh, that's fun.
Regardless, there's cancer in the weed now. They've started spraying the shit on the weed, and you have to avoid people smoke safe out there. You have to avoid the dense, hairy nugs. You want the buds to be light, and you want them to have trichomes. One thing people are noticing about this PGR weed is they don't grow trichomes because they've been so chemically treated. It basically washes the shit off.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're not snowy. I was going to correct. I didn't want to correct you. I'm done correcting anybody. I just don't want to get in the habit and accidentally correct a BIPOC. So now whenever I'm told something, I just accept it as truth until I have the time to be passive-aggressive about it, like a woman.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll just let him live in his little world. I'll just do my own thing.
Mm.
Yeah, I cheat, but he cheat. Whatever. Fucking whatever. We won't go there. Fucking... I forgot what I was talking about. Guys, avoid the...
They have to gas
yes,
the weed,
you want...
too.
Oh, sorry. You
they
want...
put them in vapor chambers.
We'll get to the box.
And gas
If you want to talk the box, we can talk the box. You got to pull up the box. Look up the box cannabis industry, and it'll come up. But I forgot where I was going. Guys, avoid dense nugs that have no trichomes visible. You want light, fluffy nugs that you could squish, like that good stuff that you were buying from your fucking guy in an apartment complex in 2018. That good shit, that squishy stuff. It wasn't too sticky. What people are noticing about PGRs also is that they're not very dense, but they're very like harsh and sticky. And this could be for a lot of reasons, but PGRs and artificial trichomes are definitely one of them. So you know that old fluffy weed will be really snowy and you'll get trichomes everywhere, but it won't be this like oily weird shit that you get from the dense nugs. It's a huge difference. It's that shit that my stoners know. Okay,
the old heads.
When you get to the end of the blunt and that shit doesn't even hit anymore, like that shit is because of the PGRs.
Uh-huh.
When the shit like literally gums up the end of pre-rolls and stuff, that's because it's so artificially trichomed and sprayed and artificially terpenated and sprayed with fucking pesticides and hormone regulators that it's fucking slimy.
That's not good. That's not how you want your weed.
This shit is giving people cancer at possibly 200 times the acceptable rate.
That's not good at all.
It's not good.
The box cannabis sterilization system, worse than you think.
Okay, are you on the box.com? I want you to read the market.
Is a all-in-one system that can take moldy, old, dry weed with no terps, sterilize, and kill the mold. And then it can rehydrate the weed. And lastly, it can infuse, not spray, but infuse the terps into the weed, like a pressure cooker. Right now, a company can use this machine without disclosing its use. I think we all need to press the OMMA laws so that we force the cannabis companies to disclose the use of this system. Also, I've heard that the variance in the THC and terp percentages that are allowed by these regulatory agencies are extremely wide margins, some even in the double digits, meaning if you're getting a 29% weed, it could be half that and still be legal. So the margins on these testing regulations are way too wide, too out of whack. It's almost an honor system. And I don't trust companies with the honor system. Do you?
What do you mean? Companies are really good for us.
Oh, that's right. They love me.
They love you, the consumer.
Now, that was from Reddit, what I read you. Now, this is from thebox.com.
Yes, read the write-up. I fucking like
The
this
Box
shit.
by Purogen, a gentle, organic, yet powerful device that decontaminates flour while preserving cannabinoid profiles. Very nice and airy. The purification process. We use an established and proven process that sterilizes, purifies, and saves your crops, ensuring the highest standard. The box sets the highest standard for cannabis and hemp products by making your flower certified pure, quote unquote. The box is a non-irradiated, low-temperature sterilization system specifically formulated for commercial cannabis professionals. I would rather have my weed irradiated.
Yeah, why'd they specify?
God damn.
What was in the weed before?
The how it works. The box utilizes Purogen's proprietary...
The Box by Purogen is a patented organic vacuum-induced sterilization technology that utilizes a reagent known as reactive oxygen, RO. Reactive oxygen, RO, is a proprietary form of vaporized hydrogen peroxide, VHP. VHP has been safely and successfully used for sterilization in healthcare for over 50 years. Because the box works in a vacuum state, the reactive oxygen is able to penetrate cannabis flower to its very core, purifying it from the inside out. Unlike other technologies, the full-spectrum microbial decontamination process of the box actually destroys DNA cell walls and pathogens while protecting the delicate biological properties critical to cannabis flower, such as THC, terpenes, or CBD. The box is born from decades of healthcare success. Purogen's pedigree goes all the way back to 1997 when its founder launched a leading biomedical company that developed and commercialized patented technologies specializing in the processing and sterilization of cadaveric allograft human tissue. This sterilized
cadavers.
Human tissue was used in transplant.
I love cadavers.
This shit can reanimate dead tissue, and they're using it to process your weed. Imagine what they're taking Mexican brickweed and turning it into dank nugs.
This is quite literally technology birthed out of the funeral home industry. Literally out of the funeral home industry.
We can rehydrate your granny.
We can rehydrate your granny. This is about bringing back Walt Disney. This is the technology that Walt Disney's estate has been waiting on to bring him back. This and AI. And they're using this on our weed that we smoke. Without our knowledge, without us knowing about it, they're putting stuff that reanimates Granny in my fucking weed! How does that make you feel, huh? How does it make you feel? They're putting fucking hormones in the weed! They reanimate Granny! from the funeral homes. You smoke it. You're smoking formaldehyde. You're smoking formaldehyde.
You're smoking PGRs.
You're smoking PGRs. It's worse.
You're smoking pesticides, and you're smoking artificial terpenes that will make dead tissue look good.
When they said they were putting formaldehyde in the weed, they didn't know what they were saying. What they meant was PGRs, and yes, they are in the box.
Well, this is two different things. The PGR. Okay, so the box.
The PGRs are in the box.
The box. No, the box. No, the PGRs is a growth progress.
The box. Okay, the box is the funeral home.
The box is what they take the year-old weed.
Yeah.
That never sold.
Last year's supply.
Last year's weed. It's left over in the back. What are we going to do with it? We put it in this vapor chamber. And, this flavor didn't quite hit. We can make it strawberry banana flavored. This is why you get fucked up New York weed.
And then they'll grind it up and put it into pre-rolls.
Yeah, I can
for $7 a piece.
And it'll be grape banana flavored.
Yeah. Yeah, grape banana flavored weed.
Well, no, okay, I bought that weed. Nathan and I bought some weed the other day that tastes like chemical banana flavoring it, and
that's natural.
It just had a hint of it. It was Durban poison,
just like my yogurt.
And it just I was like, okay, they stuck this in the box. Literally, when I tasted this weed, I was like, they stuck this in the box. They sterilized the mold off of it. They sterilized the mold, rehydrated it, and artificially terpenated it because all the terps have died.
Well, that's good.
They could have just sold me the old weed.
They could have just sold you the old weed as shake. But now, have you noticed you can't buy shake anymore?
You can only buy LARF.
What's LARF?
You can
explain LARF to me?
You can buy shake, but it's not the shake of yesteryear.
It's not the shake of yesteryear at all.
The shake of yesteryear goes to pre-rolls.
Yep.
LARF is all the shit that's in the bushel underneath the buds. It's literally industrial byproduct. It gives you cancer. It's carcinogenous.
Ah.
Carcinogen. Yeah, I think carcinogenous is the word. It's ridden with carcinogens because you're smoking fucking tree bark and plant matter. You're smoking stems.
That's just stems that they spray.
It's stems and leaves.
They grind up the stems. Sugar leaf, yeah.
Sugar leaf and
that's the stuff that grows way outside of the
It's all the shit that LARF is all the shit that isn't bud.
Yeah. Yeah, all the stuff that they would normally trim out with scissors.
Yes. That goes into bags of Shake at Okie Wonderland. I'm dropping the name. That goes into bags of Shake at Okie Wonderland. They'll sell that shit to you for $25 an ounce.
Huh. And that gives you headaches and is carcinogenous?
Oh, yeah. The headaches are from the smoking wood fire.
Oh, good.
Just inhaling the seeds and stems.
That's something you really just want to have as like a small burn pile, like hashish.
It'd be honestly, you could buy a bag of Shake and throw it in your meat smoker if it was a really aromatic strain.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah. That's about all it's good for. That just burning in a pile in your living room. Just to, hot box the place.
Just to stay warm when you spend all your money on weed.
Just to stay warm. Yeah. 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 Literally just something to throw in the campfire to make it smell better.
Yeah, don't smoke Shake from any dispensary if you see it's like got sugar leaves and shit in it. That is LARF, buddy. If you didn't know any better, I'm sorry, but that is LARF.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn the hard way as well. This stoner knowledge was passed on to me. I don't even know about the word LARF. I had to hear that from an old head. So don't smoke that. Don't smoke PGRs.
God.
Don't smoke anything that fucking tastes like strawberry tropical sunset sex on the beach. Don't smoke any of those strains. That is bad for you.
Why is my pina colada flavored weed bad for me?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've seen some.
Seen
some pretty bad artificially terminated pre-rolls and things that really scare me. And they leave a thick resin on the filter paper. So imagine what that's doing to your larynx and lungs.
Mind you, Pineapple Express, the strain of weed, doesn't taste like pineapple.
Nope, tastes like weed.
Tastes like weed.
Pretty much.
Just tastes like weed.
Weed pretty much used to just taste like weed.
It all used to just taste like weed. They just gave it fruity names. The blueberry stuff was just slightly blue in tint.
There are very few.
And now it tastes like a blueberry.
There's pinene, there's limonene. There are things that taste like you can get
different terpenes.
You can get lemony sort of diesel-y weed.
Because limonene that's
there's
in
diesel
it,
and there's skunk and there's certain smells that you can get, and
different
none of them are
terpenes.
straw nana.
No.
So that's
doesn't
giving you
exist.
brain damage. You got a drunk shirtless guy out there.
Well, yeah, we're at an RV park. There's a few of them.
He's just the last one standing.
Yeah, he's just the last one up. He's just wandering back to his home.
Oh boy, he just like almost tripped over my truck.
That's about right.
I want to be that drunk one day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's calm out here.
I don't think I've been that drunk in my life.
Right? Just stumbling over your feet.
That's something I've always wondered when you were at your worst is like, how does he actually feel right now?
Oh, yeah.
It's like beyond my capacity to drink and still be awake. I wonder how that even feels.
Uh-huh.
And you're like,
LGBT.
I would be like, damn, I wonder what that could possibly look like.
Pretty good. Pretty fucking good. It's very nice.
Good enough to do it again and again and again and again.
Eventually. Yeah, you're onto something. You're onto something.
Do you have another topic? I'm tired of talking about my weed being fucked up. Actually, we can stop. We can wrap it up right there, folks.
Okay.
Don't smoke the PGRs.
Howdy, let's get rowdy, folks.
Yeah, howdy, we're done getting rowdy.
We just got rowdy. Thank you very much.
We just got rowdy.
Howdy, let's get rowdy.
Yeah, we'll do the.
I'll talk to you guys.
We'll do the fade again, so none of this will
soon.
be even intelligible.
Good.
So fuck you, pussies.
Thank you very much.